What is up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome back, friends, to Unspecified Podcast and Review. MLP, what is up? Dopey Dude, Ashes, Amber, Cody, what's up? I don't want to miss nobody.
It is so good to see all of you.
Jason, what's up? Yeah, so what's up, everybody? I'm
Happy
sure.
Tuesday.
Yeah, happy Tuesday.
That's right.
Welcome back to the Unspecified realm. I just want to chit chat for a little bit. We got some stuff to talk about, like in the thumbnail, but
Right.
dude, I mean, everybody and their mama right now is involved or likes true crime podcasts.
I won't say everybody, but isn't it funny too? Because in 2020, right when the lockdown started, or maybe right before, Mr. Ballin,
Mr. B. Allen,
yeah,
whatever.
B. Allen, that's it. He really popped off, and it seemed like there was a lot of murder mystery, or unsolved
Missing,
mystery, right?
yeah.
411. And then the lockdown started and stuff, and now it seems like it's coming around again, but it could be that it's not coming around again, it's just never gone anywhere. And because we've had 3 now semi high profile missing young girl cases this summer.
Gabby Petito,
and then
the newest one, which is
Kylie, or it's not her name.
Well, forgive us, I'm not an expert on all the missing cases.
I didn't think about.
Right. We don't have a list of all of them or anything.
But anyway, just some high profile things, and there's some interesting stuff out there.
Yeah, super interesting. So, guys, I'm going to couple this true crime stuff with all the abandoned building videos, because there's a lot of people exploring abandoned buildings.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to give a shout out to that guy we've been watching.
Broken Patriot.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it no Progressive Patriot or crap?
All of a sudden,
Indy knows who I'm talking about.
That's right.
Okay.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we can't remember names for crap.
Yeah, that's right. But what I was saying about the abandoned structures and buildings, I noticed that also took off. People watching videos of people exploring, urban exploration. And I'm going to explain the finger real quick. We were building some tables, or a shelf to lift our nesting boxes off the ground.
Right.
And I was just kind of trying to show off to my son about how an axe could be, or a hatchet is a do-all.
Yeah.
And now I have duct tape wrapped around my finger. But the Lord is blessing me. He's healing me quick. But you would not be surprised. I mean, I'm sure, as you guys know, a freshly filed hatchet.
Yeah, and a dude on enough blood thinners
to drain a cow.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, goodness gracious. But what a blessing. And then okay, so look, I'm not going to brag, but all I'm going to say is it's healing quite nicely. We're very thankful.
Thank you, Nan.
And it didn't even bleed that much, considering how much blood thinners you're on.
It did bleed a lot, though. Okay. From my perspective. Okay. All right.
Well,
but I grabbed it quick. I
because I was there when your arm happened, and I saw how much that bled. So comparatively, I'm like, nah, this was a drop of the bucket.
Right.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Yeah. No. So back to the topic. Okay.
That's right.
I have noticed on these urban exploration, abandoned buildings, a lot of common themes. Okay, I know y'all are gonna laugh at me for this kind of stuff, but the 666 stuff, okay, or the pentagrams, you know what I mean? And there's leftover like ritualistic stuff, like candles on the ground, or like I noticed that. So that just goes to tell me, as I'm sure you guys know, that folks going and hanging out, but then also maybe malicious folks going and hanging out too. Okay. And so how does that combine with the missing persons? Well, around some of these abandoned structures and whatnot,
that's right.
In these urban explorers or whatever, you also find people that find these like shanty towns in rural areas that it's like there's just this like random, I don't know. I'll look this stuff up and find more on it. But if you know what I'm talking about, the Gabby Petito thing, not far from where she was found, is just this huge area of RVs and trailers, and like, I don't mean to call it carny, folks, but I
No, no,
mean
no, no, no. I wouldn't say carny, but it's like modern day gypsies. Okay, so if you think
modern day
about
gypsies.
gypsies used to travel in kind of wagons, like in their families, you know, or groups. And I can't say that this was families, but it is kind of like just this, and it was by Upchurch again. Like the dude's got a knack for it. Okay, which either means he's a little cuckoo, right, and can relate really well, or he's just got a really keen eye for it. Either way, it doesn't matter. I like to watch the content.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. JD says, "Don't lie. You hurt your finger on the Xbox controller, bruh. Don't even own an Xbox."
I wish we did though. How cool! I've never have I ever. I don't think I've ever played an Xbox.
What about the goose? What about the duck? Yeah, I was gonna get to that.
Still dead. Still
Still,
dead.
still dead. And we are still ongoing. You don't want to hear what, because I have been doing patrols now. If I'm gonna
Right.
be up, or if I find myself up, which, if too much information, here we go. Tiny tank. I wake up about once an hour, every hour. Okay, it's mandatory these days. I don't know what happened. Okay, but it happened. All
That's
right,
right.
and
That's right.
so I have this cute little window that I can look out of that shows me the backyard where the chicken shed is. Their chic shack, their chic
Right. Mm-hmm.
chick shack.
Chic, chic,
Anywho,
chic.
um, I saw this giant rabbit. Okay,
Oh my
huge. Okay,
gosh.
this wasn't no
Oh
bunny rabbit.
man.
Okay, this thing was a freaking hare. Okay, this is like the tales of old kind of jackrabbit. Okay, I'm not kidding. This isn't a small rabbit. Okay, so I pull up the 22 air gun, YouTube, and I'm scoping down the rabbit. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I start thinking, wait, I wonder. And so we start doing some Googling, and I'm probably way off. It was most likely a raccoon or a possum or a weasel.
Yes.
But I think, because what the association, so I go and look into the scene of the crime with my bright flashlight, and I see a perpetrator.
Right. Yes,
Okay.
of course. There was a giant hare, but he was after my lettuce. Okay. Y'all, Landon had me in stitches. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, the terribly demented hair horrible movie. It's called Watership Down.
Oh, I thought it was Warship Down.
It's the most horrible way that a bunny can be in a movie ever.
Unspecified V, so good to see you. So
Anyway,
sorry.
Watership Down. And so Landon's talking about it. He's like, I said, babe, there's no way it's a rabbit. Rabbits don't kill. Like they're not carnivorous. They can't eat meat. Like they're not going to do it, right? And he's like, I don't know. Have you ever seen Watership Down? I was rolling. I was rolling. It was hilarious. Anyway.
Yeah. Am I wrong?
That's right.
Can't you as well picture a vicious rabbit now?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
No. Anyway, only part of me is
Oh, I know.
serious and kidding.
I was gonna say I didn't think any part of you was serious, but it was. He did. Other than like, I can testify, we did see a giant hare. Okay, where I come from. All right, there was the legend of the jackalope.
I'm telling you that this thing's face, this rabbit, this was Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you, it's probably the biggest rabbit I ever saw.
It could have been Stu. I got a cookbook that has rabbit meat like recipes in it.
I know.
And that makes me feel really southern.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. We don't have cookbooks like that up north.
So the main point here is with all this true crime stuff and just how, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird.
Well,
And so should we let them know about us? We've been following the
you have to go look it up now.
the Ryan Upchurch All American Dreamer. If any of you have heard about this drama that's going on, or
Right.
I don't know if it's drama, but the dude had some sketchy whatever. I don't know. Just stumbled upon it.
Right. That's
and,
right.
and because we've always been a little interested in the true crime stuff.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Ryan Upchurch dude, he's got a knack for the weird stuff.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, anywho.
So, but you know what? Another thing that I find interesting. So, aside from just specifically, the crime stuff, is the fact that like just watching people fads come in and out as a whole. So remember when, okay, so B.
Oh
Allen,
my gosh, is it a fad?
well,
It's always
no,
been a
it's not a
fad.
fad. It's
Murder
always,
mystery
yeah,
has
yeah,
always
yeah,
been a
yeah.
thing.
That has always been a thing,
Yeah.
a niche that like a lot of people. I think you would find that most people are interested,
Yeah.
whether it be from fear or true interest. The opposite of love is not hate; it's indifference. So if you know what I mean, like one point being, if you don't like death, like you could still be fascinated. But point being, okay, so B. Allen, was a huge deal, right? In 2020. And then what? Oh, Joe Exotic. We all
Right.
flocked to
And
Joe
that in
Exotic,
itself,
right?
Carol Baskin,
That's right. And
the
then
intrigue was, hold
that's
up,
true.
this dude has tigers? Hold up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This
She did
dude,
not kill her husband.
this dude's running for public office? Hold up.
That's
He
right.
has an adversary?
Hold up, he'll
She has
never
tigers too?
financially recover? What? No, I'm just kidding. And like MLP said, the van life thing, so there's little trendsetters that have kind of been doing everything for a while. But then, like as a whole, like as a collective, it's just interesting to watch interests shift.
Mm.
So we've gone from, true crime to exotic to,
Living in a van is not something that I got interested in via YouTube, or you know what I mean? Like, that's been around for a long time. The reference comes from Chris Farley, you know what I mean, from the Saturday Night Live bit where it's like, I'm going to live in a van by the river.
yeah, that's awesome. Way to go.
But my dad had this awesome van that he was saving for me back in the day when I was a kid. He would be like, one day I want you to just pack that thing up and go.
Right,
And that he just
right.
left it wide open like that. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, one day I just want you and your friends to pack up and go. And
So I will, not to interrupt, but I didn't mean to be a vanny, if you will, or a
I can't do it
hatchie.
now. We can't fit a family
Right,
of
no,
4 and our
mm-mm.
dogs.
You got to sow those oats when
We
you're
have
young.
settled on the chicken farmer life.
That's right.
Prepping, outlooking with what's coming, paying attention to the plot. You know what I mean?
I didn't mean to be a hatchie, if you will, but I did, when I turned 21, move all my stuff into my little ZX5 Ford Focus and moved from way up north to way down south. And
You've been doing
lived,
it since before it was cool.
That's right. And I lived in my car for about a month. And I was pretty smart, trying to think like, okay, where can I park and not get horrible things happen to me?
In New Orleans?
Yeah.
You were blessed.
I sure
You
was.
were blessed.
That's right, because I drove
Because
past.
these days, like you heard the story where they're just walking around pulling on door handles.
Yeah, for real. Look, I've driven past when I was working. I drove past, like, coincidentally, some of the places that I parked, and I was like, ooh, that was not a good one. That was thank you, Lord. That was not a good spot. It's not fun,
Right.
but it's totally doable.
Right.
Totally doable.
But I just think it's cool that you not only like that, because there's folks that it's overlanding.
Right.
If you're not in a van and you're living in a vehicle,
That's right.
It's technically overlanding.
Well, for me, it started as survival because my mom used to take me camping in the Rocky Mountains, and I knew that a bear was going to eat me. It wasn't like I'm probably going to be okay. No. I knew. So I would sleep in the car, and that was survival. If you can have better shelter, why not?
Yeah. No, I hear that. My dad, we didn't even, my dad would take me camping in that very van that I was referring to earlier.
Right.
And he'd make cowboy coffee on the fire in a cast iron skillet. And we would sleep in the van.
Yeah, I love being outside, but if you have
My dad was so ahead of his time, I didn't even realize we had a VHS going. We had a TV, a little bitty TV.
Right.
And, he was playing Westerns.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so we had TV, you know what I mean?
That would be so cool, watching a Western, while camping. That's so cool.
And none of it was, built in. So, all of this, he had to add to his van.
Right.
And he took all the seats out. And it was not only was it like a cargo van, but it was extended.
That's so cool. That's so cool. There's who's that guy that we watched it? He took his daughter fishing, and he's got this little trailer that's basically just a bed and a TV, and he was outside grilling.
Fowler's Makery and Mischief.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Love that guy.
Anyway, it's just so cool to see what camping can be now.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Anyway, we've totally stepped
Especially
off.
with all the cheap Chinese goods, inverters. It's easy to do this stuff now.
What's up, Bobby
Bobby,
Terry
what is
Thompson?
up? What is up? 80s had the best vans. They really did. I even find myself, if you see a lineup of like the new like attractive Sprinter vans, and you
Yes.
put that next to like an old van, I prefer the old van
Yeah, I do too.
with all of its,
Yep,
cantankerous.
that's right. I like the silver Twinkies.
Oh
Airstream, I
yeah,
think they are. Anyway.
yeah.
All right, well, back to the Doom. That was a lovely little chat, wasn't it?
Well, it was a lovely little chat, and let's see. Let's go ahead and look into. Obviously, there has been a violence breaking out. We're gonna have to get back to the true crime topic.
Okay.
Okay.
So, anyway, so back to true crime. There you go.
Okay.
I bridged it for you.
I know, but I don't have any of that pulled up.
Any of what?
Any of the true crime stuff that I want to talk about pulled up. It's way too much.
Oh, I get it. We're gonna have to come back to it.
We're gonna have to come back
pin
to
it.
Yeah.
Table that.
Put a pin in it.
Right.
And we're gonna hop into the violence in Iran. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Violence erupts in Iran after woman dies in morality police custody. Okay, and apparently, don't you know the story? Give us a brief overview.
All right, so this young lady was 22 years old, Miss Amini, and she was wearing her hijab wrong, and the morality police came to detain her, but
the morality police.
Right. During the process, she was injured by a baton and was in a coma with brain injuries and has subsequently passed away due to her injuries. And so this has sparked protests in Iran. And so, it's, similar to our George Floyd, Breonna Taylor.
That's right. That's right. This is in Iran, Kurdistan, protester hitting a security force member with a flying kick during protests against the killing of Gina Amani.
Right. But then not just that. So because of the protests, there have been incidences where the police have opened fire on protesters.
Oh, snap.
There have been a couple incidences where 3-4, protesters have been killed in specific, encounters. So it's just kind of developing. Iran was already kind of in a vulnerable spot. So just something to keep an eye on, not to be afraid of.
I love it. It says, suspicious of rabbit. Stay on recon.
That's right.
I got you. We're on recon. We are on recon. That.
Be sure your chat drop down above is on live chat, or you can miss messages like I was. All right, B. Thank you. Ooh.
Check this out, though. Okay. Protesters filmed fighting a policeman during protests against the killing of Gina Amini. While clashes with security forces have occurred during many previous protests in Iran, resistance to security forces has now seen a quite notable increase.
That's right. Okay, so real quick, if I may, this is hard to watch. This prayers for this guy, because he's not specifically the one to answer for it. But I understand it's unfortunate to watch. But what I'm going to say here is now's not the time to be draining that taser battery, sir, if that's all you've got. I thought that was
It's not going to do you much good. Honestly, if I was in his shoes, I don't know what I would do, because you don't know what you're going to do until you're there. But hindsight being what it is, after seeing what happens to him, perhaps putting it down and putting your hands up in more of a like, yo.
Do you think that would have diffused the situation?
I don't know.
Because even when he's on the fetal position, he's still getting
kicks
to the head.
Right, because, who knows? Maybe it was going to happen anyway.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. And then videos of women burning their hijabs have begun to circulate as protests against the killing of Gina Amini spread across the country. 22-year-old Kurdish woman brutally killed by morality police for showing too much of her hair.
Yeah, her hijab was
so I don't know where this falls, but I mean, the comments are like, their bravery is incredible. You know what I mean?
So, just it does put a perspective of everyday things that I take for granted. And wow.
My dad had a van that had a keg in it. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. This is not, however. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, it's very, globalist. It looks perhaps like it has fingerprints on it. I don't know. Um, but let's see. I gotta switch gears. Okay. First, I'm gonna do this.
Uh-oh. Is
What?
Zombie Deer coming back? You remember Zombie Deer? That was
Yeah,
right before
I do.
the vid.
All right.
Oh,
Just
yes, this is it.
want to shout out
Progressive.
Progressive Patriot
That's right.
if I can. We will in just a second. Haven't gotten to it yet. But I wonder if this dude's YouTube is going to be taken down now. Boom. I have a sneeze going, but watch out, okay? The zombie deer thing, because wasn't Lao Y offered?
Yeah, they were trying to blame COVID on deer. Um and zombie deer happened like the fall before the lock, so like in 2019, you know. And but it happened I think a couple years before
Bet
that
that
as
guy
well.
wished he had a gun. That's right.
I bet so, but
That's right. Okay, so first off, switching. All right, we got to give Progressive Patriot here, a shout out because he's been staying on top of this All American Dreamer, which, I don't know what's going on with this dude, but he does seem to be covering something up and avoiding something. Okay? That's just my general alleged stance.
that's right.
You know what I mean?
But don't take it from us. Go check out Progressive Patriot because it's interesting. You know what I mean? If you don't have anything else to do, it's an interesting watch, I'll say.
So it looks like he got rid of the video that I wanted to point out to you guys.
Yeah, that's no shocker.
Okay. But what happened, let's see, is so they're looking for a little girl,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and they're doing a true crime thing where they're going through evidence, and Ryan Upchurch calls in on the panel, and he lets him on, okay, and it doesn't go well for some reason.
Yeah, it's off.
And Ryan Upchurch had a screenshot of this guy's Instagram direct messages,
right?
and it said something about, we can gangbang her.
Right.
And that's all that you can see. You know what I mean?
He himself had brought it up on this live stream. Well, Ryan Upchurch took a screenshot of that live, and called in. It was like, "Hey, man, who are you gangbanging in your
I bet
DMs?"
Ryan has all that. I just don't want to be robbing.
And anyway, it went down from there. This guy, so this All American Dreamer, he's really into true crime and stuff like that. Which some people say, oh, how weird that a true crime person would do, possibly be affiliated with crime. We don't know for sure. Nobody knows anything. This is simply allegations.
It's a rabbit hole that we stumbled upon.
The allegations could easily be negated or dismissed if he would just be like, oh, you guys, yeah, I'm sorry, that's bad. Me and my friends just joke around that. Yeah, in retrospect, shouldn't talk like that, but it could be easily explained. But he refuses to do it and gets very very amped up, very defensive.
This guy, he
right, this All American Dreamer,
right,
and he gets very defensive and then starts insulting the other person, deflecting. And so anyway, but I would say that in my experience, social workers often
but ever since
working the most.
Since this happened with Progressive Patriot and Ryan Upchurch, this dude's true crime. See how it's like Kylie, right? It was all about true crime, and then right after this happened, now it's like
he's Liverpool.
Right, it's like global economic collapse, World War III, World War III, World War III. So right. He had a total channel shift. Now he's not even into true crime. So I don't know where to start.
I don't know that we
if we should.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think.
But there is a whole web of stuff going on.
That's
here.
right. This is not our basket. But if you're interested, if you like a little whodunit and the duck isn't enough for you, which I don't know how it
Yeah.
wouldn't be.
Yeah, if you don't
But
know.
if the duck is not enough for you, go check out
Yeah,
Progressive Patriot.
right. This guy over here, got to shout him out because he's been trying to get on and ask this guy some basic questions.
That's right.
And like we said, he's really defensive, and that would be this guy who is really defensive. But any hoozle.
And if you think about it, Upchurch technically did it right. He tried to confront this guy one-on-one, and the guy wouldn't do it, and then had a panel with a few people, and now it's just... Anyway, continue.
I was looking for that panel to try and see, because the reactions are hilarious, where this one dude was like, wait, what? I can't find it. Seems like everybody...
Yeah, well, just y'all can look into it.
Okay, another news. Russia moves to formally annex swaths of Ukraine. Right. All of this building up to this next article that I want to get into.
Wait, what happened? Okay, MLP. So it is kind of a long story to get into, I suppose, with the whole Kylie thing. You want to do a brief run over, or just leave it alone?
I'm trying to think about how to break it down. So, I think this one character is shady.
Right. It's too much, and we didn't remember the details well enough, but we wanted to shout out because we've really enjoyed watching Progressive Patriot lately, right. And he does a really good job breaking it down, much better than we would do right now. So, if you care to, go check him out. It's just more details in regards to the Kylie case, the missing girl.
Who is
Kylie.
Upchurch? Is that like a pastor?
Okay.
No. No, I think it's just his last name or something. But so he's like a
country music
maker.
He was really good, in my opinion, for a long time. We don't listen to him anymore because it's just one of those things that you kind of grow out of. But as a person, I think he's cool, and we watch his podcasts and stuff like that. And so, at any rate, he also
Ryan Upchurch is a singer turned investigator.
That's right.
Unspecified V.
V nailed it. Ding, 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 ding,
and
ding.
Anyway, he popped up on this other guy's, he's like an Ethan Klein wannabe. I don't know. That's what he reminds me of. All American Dreamer.
Sorry.
And he has this like screenshot of his DMs. Okay.
Right.
And it says 6 weeks ago, around the same time that the little girl that the All American Dreamer was talking about, went missing. He had a text
with some unknown user,
right.
Just the Instagram user that said, we could gangbang her. And anyway, it just, things got put together where he's kind of been in the same vicinity.
And he got extremely defensive, and so if you even mention it or come up about it in his like call-ins or something, he becomes like aggressive.
Hyper aggressive.
That's right. That's right. And doesn't want to bring it up. And so everyone's basically saying that, like, so what's up with that? Because, it's just shady.
That's right. Singer turned investigator is a really great description of Upchurch.
That's right, Eli K. That's right.
Right, that's right. Likely, yeah. That's right. Kylie Rodney did not kill herself.
All right.
Which was because they found her car in the bottom of like a lake or a pond or something. Remember when that happened.
And
this other chick, she was like,
I got tumbled.
Okay. This chick, this Xana May, is like a Ukrainian.
Oh, that's right.
Person who just so happened to be in the same exact area as the missing girl at the same exact time, kayaking.
Right.
Not from there. And everyone says that her story doesn't make any sense. It constantly contradicts itself. And they're like, oh no, it's only contradicting because she's Ukrainian and her translation is getting mixed up. And so that's why it sounds like it's contradicting, but it's not.
Do you like real life murder mysteries? Well, here's one for you. There you go. Recommendation.
Dragon Slayer, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Indy could really help explain all this.
Yeah, for real.
But not around at the moment.
On the upside, nobody may step in physically to intervene if you were being hurt in a big city, but enough people would certainly get together to probably solve your murder online afterwards.
If for
If there
some
was enough
reason,
documentation
yeah,
during the
that's right.
process.
So we've gone further. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
This is me. I got tumbled.
Wait, no, don't.
So I was going down
I
the
don't think I
hill.
want to get involved any more than what we already are. I think I'd just like to stay clean of this one, sir.
Okay. So, oh no.
I was like, is that for me?
Adventures Without Purpose found the car where the cops said they already looked.
Ah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, plot thickens.
Right, and it just seemed like a big mess to me as well as I started to try to get in. And
So I'm gonna be honest. I
still don't know what's going on with the original situation. We're caught up with the All American Dream Chaser drama. This guy.
I intentionally avoided it because I got really caught up in the Shanann Watts and Chris Watts thing, and it really made me upset, like sad. Like you still don't know everything.
Yeah,
that
I
happened,
avoid
and that's
a
fine.
lot of this. Yeah.
And so at any rate, I specifically avoided it because I also kind of got into the Gabby Petito just a little bit because I think that's interesting. I think there's a lot more to these stories than what we're hearing. Gabby Petito, at least, I think that I don't know. That's interesting. But this one, so I avoided it, so I don't know a lot of details about the case.
Right. Me either.
Pretty much anything I get is coming from this progressive patriot that we've been watching lately. Anyway, continue.
Cult behavior.
Yeah.
In reference to what?
Sammy mentioned Lord of the Flies. Check out. Yep. Yeah. That's
right. Well, let's see here. You want to keep watching this?
No.
No.
Did we have other? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Russia.
Yeah, that's right. Formally moved. So okay, because this is the real news, right? Because
I know, but the drama is so much funner.
I know, but the drama is not. Kylie is already passed.
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to go back to it.
But I'm saying, like, as a whole society, you know what I mean? We would rather fixate on something that is already over and hasn't done,
Yeah.
Versus like, but this is an interesting new tidbit of information. Russia on Tuesday paved the way for the formal annexation of swaths of Ukrainian territory, backing referendum plans in areas of Ukraine its soldiers control in a direct challenge to the West that could sharply escalate the war. And don't forget, Putin will be addressing his citizens, and aren't we supposed to be like expecting his Secretary of Defense or Defense General or whatever defense?
I have no idea.
Okay.
No, totally detached. All I've been given a crap about is like, trying to fix stuff around the house, I'm starting to get, I'd mentioned in the shed video, which, it's the thing about if you're going to do like a live stream channel, depending on how you handle it or whatever, I don't know how to set it up or whatever, but for some reason, if you do live streams and that's like what you do more, or that's how you got your start, they like will not promote your like, they just don't send notifications for
not
edited videos or whatever. But our next steps on the homestead is the fish pond.
Yes.
It's an old pool.
Yep.
And it's been out for about 2 seasons. So we're going to drain it, refill it, and stock it with fish and do a video about it. That's right. And we're even going to plumb a redneck. I'm so sorry. I'm using
you're fine.
your chair as a foot.
Yeah, go for it.
Thing. And I'm just gonna very rudimentary trash can, lava rocks, cut holes in it, have some outflow pipes at the bottom going outward, and we're gonna have like the trash can sit next to the pool and just have the outflow pipes pour back into the pool, and so we'll pump water out, and then it'll go through a filter of like the black sponge material for filtration. and lava rocks.
Yes.
ADD mind. I wanted to talk about this because for anybody that may know anything about hydroponics
We
or
need you.
you know anyone who has started a pond,
Right.
because that's what we're getting into. That's what the bulk of my like YouTube watching research, you know what I mean,
Yep.
has been going into converting our old swimming pool into a fish pond.
That's right.
And I'm thinking, panfish, like sunfish, brim, catfish, maybe, bluegill,
My only worry
bass.
is like catfish on the line.
It's only 5,000 gallons.
Right. I personally think we should do tilapia, though I know tilapia is not your favorite, but it's a good starter fish because they kind of population
That's right.
control. And
I'm. It's not like so. Whichever one is like, what they're like. We really recommend you do this.
Yeah.
If everyone's like you, then I'll do that. But I'm just saying that like I know these hidden treasure fishing honey holes.
Yeah.
Near my grandpa's house. Okay, and it's off in the woods a ways, and it's this like hidden pond.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of eerie, kind of beautiful, but what is regulating that's water? It's got fish in it. It's got catfish. It's got and there's no one regulating it. You
That's
know what
right.
I mean?
Just
There's
current. Well,
no, there's no current.
Yeah,
It's just a
no,
pond
just
sitting out
stagnant.
there
That's
all by.
right.
It's not even really stagnant necessarily. It's just it doesn't have a pump out there. That's for sure. It's a natural pond. But that's what's next is
You're right. It's not stagnant. They must have some sort of a cold.
doesn't have a flow.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't move.
What is
It's a
doing
natural
that, then?
pond.
Yeah,
It's
they've
just
got
a
them all
hole
over
in the
here.
ground.
I mean, the church alone has like 5.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm
No,
talking
but-
about like up in Mississippi.
I know, but around here, similar scenario. There's like 5 nearby the church.
Oh well, that's infrastructure stuff. That's like they had engineers and stuff involved with that. Careful using lava rocks, Landon, can throw off your water parameters and kill off fish. Hydroton or clay balls are a better choice. Nice. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking
That's
about.
That's exactly right. Okay, well, I have to finish this out because I
Okay,
can't.
so sorry.
Can't. Okay, so Putin is giving a. He will be speaking to his people, and so some people are anticipating to see if he's going to be all out declaring
Right,
war
and
on
my
Ukraine.
point about talking about all the fish stuff was like, well, instead of researching what Putin's doing at the moment, which is important, we should be
Right.
like, that's why we're looking at this, but at the same time, that's what I'm doing about it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
that's what our videos are really geared towards is like what we're doing about it.
Right.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
look for our videos. Maybe you can, if you got nothing to do, go back and watch some.
That's right. But so just to finish this, so all this in the
After nearly 7 months of war.
right. So they've been at war for nearly 7 months, and now they're talking about annexing parts of Ukraine, and there's an anticipated announcement coming up. So just everything's kind of aligning. We're looking to see if he's going to declare all-out war or what's going to happen. After nearly 7 months of war, including a critical battlefield defeat in northeastern Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin is pondering his next steps. Annexation could be his answer. In what appeared to be choreographed requests, Russian-backed officials across 15% of Ukrainian territory, an area about the size of Hungary or Portugal, lined up to request referendums on joining Russia. So anyway.
Yeah, all this to walk you into this. UN chief says world is gridlocked in colossal global cluster F, but it says dysfunction.
It's pronounced dysfunction.
But that's why I'm talking about filters and filtration.
That's right. That's right.
Anybody know anything about activated charcoal up in here?
But if they annex it, where will be the annexed party go to? That's right. These are the questions that need to be answered. And then, if you think about it too, with the Queen. So
let me get this. So y'all, please educate me. The Donetsk region. Oh, am I not supposed to say that?
Donetsk.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Donetsk.
like, is that like a region for Russia? Because I thought they had been fighting Russia and Ukraine. I thought I saw a Vice thing on that a long time ago. There were dudes at war in Ukraine for a long time already.
I know, but the Donetsk region was having issues.
Oh, I'm thinking of
with
the Donbass. You know what? Let me shut up, guys. See, look, I've been looking at like
fish ponds.
chicken stuff.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
We're about to build a little bridge for our chickens for
Right.
enrichment.
We diverted once already to talk about fish. Now we're going to divert to talk about the chickens.
Do not come to the Unspecified podcast expecting.
Did you want to talk about Russia? Because we're going to talk about fish and chicken. Damn it!
No, I'm sorry. I'm just
kidding.
You know, I'm insecure because I don't know a thing about it, and so I'm like, oh, why am I talking? I don't, you know.
I don't know a thing about it. I'm just paraphrasing.
Well, you're much smarter than me, so
No,
thank the Lord I have such a smart wife.
Oh well. Anyway, I've lost interest now.
No, we can't. What's gonna happen to the people?
Well, who knows? That's what we're waiting to find out. You got a macaroon.
All this talk about immediate referendums is an absolute, unequivocal ultimatum from Russia to Ukraine and the West.
That's right.
Okay. Said founder of the political and analysis. I always skip names because I can't pronounce them. Tatiana
Stanovaya.
That's
Stanovia. Oh, that's it. Stanovia.
So much strange happenings.
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
There is a lot of strange happenings.
Which is why we should start.
Wait, I have a whole nother point that I keep forgetting to bring up. Because it's also a little off grid. But, okay, so do you remember Boris Johnson?
Yes.
Crazy hair?
Yes.
Okay. You know, he finally stepped down. Well, I say finally, but he stepped down from his position on Tuesday, and that Thursday the Queen died. And so just, I don't know, just a lot of weird stuff. Queen, rest in peace, but she was laid to rest. And
yeah,
that's really, it's just so significant because if you think about it, that's probably the last time we'll see a monarch in our lifetime, possibly ever, because like there's not going to be a monarchy there or any type of, you know, oligarchy there where there is now.
UK.
It's going to change eventually. It's going to evolve. But even if it doesn't, even if it stays exactly the way it is, Princess Charlotte would be the next female, I believe, in line. And she's got like, all right, there's Charles and then William and then her two older brothers. So she would be like fifth or maybe even further down. I really don't know for sure. But it's very possible that we'll never see a queen again in our lifetime or ever. So I don't know. I just think that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, I actually think it's interesting that when our country began its revolution, England had a king.
Right.
Yeah. I just think it's odd about, you know, how things are going with all the agendas that are ramped up more than ever. You know, but praise the Lord, because we're blessed. I mean, to not need the microchips or the, you know, the things that are in such shortage and whatnot.
Right.
And to pay attention, man, because, you know, eggs, they seem to be in full supply at the stores around us, but they're $6 and $7.
Well, it just happened. Like every trip I've made up until
empty.
this,
No
has
eggs.
been
No eggs. No eggs.
Very either empty or very low. And then now, you know, I find it real shady that he's over here in the U.S. He needs to be in Canada or Australia or Netherlands. Why the U.S. is a big question. Something's up with this. Yeah.
Yeah. Something is up with them.
Well, and I was reading an interview too that like the Queen of it evidently was very skeptical of Meghan. Like she could spot her a mile away, you know, that she's very attention seeking and that could cause a lot of problems. And I don't know, just interesting.
What do you think about it though? Didn't the dude give up all his royal?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. You know what I mean? She can still cause issues, if you will.
Yeah. I'm sorry. After like the Good Shepherd, you know, the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I don't know. Is she really with him to be with him, or was that like some kind of tactical ploy to get his royal hood taken from? I don't know.
No clue without knowing her. You know.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. Landon, there are some PDFs on making filtration on that Discord server I invited you to. Thank you so much, brother. I need to get on there and check that out. I find Harry to be very shady in general.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Um, something about a royal being able to fly an attack helicopter or something. I don't know. With the queen, we saw the rise of feminism. Wonder if with the king, things will slowly change. I wonder what we will see. I bet he's on board. Have you seen that picture of the Rockefeller poking his chest? Like, you know what I mean? Like the pecking order to
Mm-hmm.
like poking the king, the future king or whatever. I don't know. I think you're going to see a lot more of the, you know, I'm trying to think of a snazzy way to say it without saying it. WEF,
Right.
the World Economic
Mm-hmm.
whatever. The pecking order, I think that you're going to see a lot more of their goals. I think he's a team player,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep. Yep.
team player for sure. So, this gridlock that they talk about in this article here is by design, 100%.
Right.
100%. I don't need no tinfoil hat to see, that this is being pushed on us. All these, like, I can already kind of see it coming down the pike where they're not going to want folks to have chickens. Um, and that sucks because that's like what I want to be is, just a humble chicken farmer. I came this close the other day to changing the name of the channel. I'm not kidding. I'll have to say that when Tiff comes back. Um, I think she's, oh yes, absolutely, MLP. No, not lizard people, but the new king is very woke. Yeah, okay. I think she's a CIA handler and he's being played. Yeah, something like that along those lines. Um, that's definitely um, what I was thinking. Queen Charlotte has a nice ring to it. Ooh, LOLs, LOLs. Uh, cows are fun. Cows are fun, but in my jurisdiction, you can only have uh, you have to have 1 acre per cow. So we would barely legally qualify. You know, I told him right before he stepped away. Uh, I said I was this close the other day to changing the name of the channel to Humble Chicken Farmer. But what I mean by that is, it's like I just heard that like um, Southern Prepper One's boots on the ground. He was talking about some state, not Kentucky. I don't remember. They
Banned
they
the
banned the
selling
sale of
of.
chicken.
Uh-huh.
So not like chicken sandwiches,
Yep.
but live
No,
chickens
live chicken because of bird flu.
because of bird flu.
They said,
And but
but
forgive me for my bias of believing the your flus that come out.
oh, you want to hear my tinfoil hat thought for the day?
Yeah.
I came up with it all on my own. Okay, so the Queen's funeral just happened, right?
Right.
Okay. So actually, I have two tinfoil hats wrapped in one on this one.
Okay.
So first off, world leaders from all over like came together, and it was kind of like, what if that was kind of like, okay, guys, game
Right.
plan,
Yeah,
real
I
quick
mean,
in the basement, before we go barrier, type deal.
never let a good crisis go to waste.
That's right.
And so, like, what is the death of a monarch but an opportunity for communication,
Right.
or things that they can't just say to each other?
That's right.
Okay.
And then second of all, I think my grandpa said that like something like 1.5 million people. I don't remember, but like over 1 million people were there. What if, right, the next outbreak, right?
Super spreaders.
Well, because I mean, people traveled from all over. What a huge place to, you know what I mean? So then, like, because I've heard people talking about another lockdown, in October. I don't really give it any merit or weight. I don't particularly, I'm not going to worry about it, that's for sure. But if you think about that, like, ooh, this could be a catalyst. I'm
A
sorry.
minute detail. That's right, dude.
What?
That's right. Um, Arsenal Artistry. What's up? Greetings from a tree stand somewhere in Georgia.
That's awesome. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Um, the dysfunction is in the UN's. Yes, that's right. That's right. Which is supposed to be done by 2030. Not starting then. That's right.
That's right.
And can't you see it going? You know what I mean? Um, what happens with the Queen's funeral reminds me of the movie The Second Coming of Christ. I need to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Halloween costume he wore was so tasteless.
What Halloween costume?
Then he marries Crazy Marble. Something don't add up. Something don't add up for sure. What's really going on?
Who knows? No, I mean, we all know.
Yeah, truth stranger than fiction, man. And I'm not talking lizard folk.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Okay. But yeah, so didn't you hear? I'm not going to say it. Oh, man, this language barrier thing. I'm just going to need like a dry erase board so that I can like dry erase board to you guys. September coming up.
Yeah.
3 days.
Okay.
Okay. From the date right now.
Okay.
The 21st.
Uh-huh.
I've heard rumors, but I haven't heard what it's supposed to be. So I'm not going to talk about something I haven't even looked into. But maybe you guys can educate me. 3 days from 21.
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say hi. Can't stay. Ashes, good to see you, Brofist.
I'm not familiar with anything.
Exactly. Exactly. And I just hear some folks talking about September 20, 3 days after the 21st. Something's supposed to go down. But fish people. No.
That's right. Not lizard people.
Right.
People.
There are some weird depictions of fish people, though, in ancient history.
Look, can I tell you when
There's like fish heads, and then like the Pope hat is supposed to represent kind of like a fish head or something like that. Weird. Really weird. Really, really weird. Speaking of weird, okay, Elon Musk faces skeptics as Tesla gets ready to unveil Optimus robot.
I would say that I am somewhat of a skeptic, a Tesla skeptic. Because what, I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just thinking this before we went live because I saw this article. I'm so sorry to cut you off. I feel like this dude, because look, guys, as much as we are totally going, I know that electric cars are totally going to be, if there is going to be an extended future here, guys, there's going to be a lot of electric cars, and they're going to be extremely overpriced. I think they're creating they're getting rid of the middle class. It's the have and have nots, Elysium, dysfunctional dystopia. Okay. But my point is that I think that the electric cars are a scam. Even if you are a part of the haves and you can afford one, eventually the secret will be out that lithium, even lithium iron phosphate, it has a turnaround. Yes. It dies quickly. Right. In other words, it degrades, as in you if you don't use it, you'll lose it, and if you use it, you lose it. Mm-hmm. And the more you use it, you lose it. Okay, like as in like charge, hold, and so like it restricts your movement and everything on an electric car is trackable. It's just it can all be looked at negatively.
That's right.
Whereas a Chevelle.
I feel like the girl that makes Skinny Fuel and Space. What's that show that we were into? Space Force. She makes the Skinny Fuel. She's really just a salesman, and like, whew,
we only watched season 1, so forgive us.
It didn't actually work. He replaced it with something. But anyway, I feel like that's kind of
right.
Tesla.
So with the spirit, the general spirit of the beginning of Tesla is the electric car. Which and the electric car on itself, so if you're smart, even if you are part of the wealthy class, that it winds up, and let's say California for real bans gas cars, right? And so you're part of the wealthy class that can't afford it. Then so most of them are going to be smart enough to realize that they're on this controlled, what's it called, obsolescence, where they know damn well that the car isn't supposed to last more than 3 to 7 years. That's right. And you're supposed to be on a lease program where you don't actually own your car. Remember, right? Because you don't own anything, and you'll be happy. And,
you'll be real happy when that bill comes due.
I'm not saying the guy's not going to make a robot. I'm saying that the guy probably has a scary ass robot if you saw it. You know what I mean? Well, but I'm saying that the dude is is it a Pied Piper where you're leading all the mice?
Well, I think I could be because I think that what happened was that he started off and Tesla was going, and he did Starlink, or what's the Starlink, and then the Tesla cars, and those are great, but then, we've got the Cybertruck. Okay, well, that, it's been a few years now and that still hasn't come. Now I get it, microchips, there's shortages and stuff like that, but in Australia, he's already refunding people as if to say, not right now. Maybe a few years down the line, it's just not going to be right
Yeah,
now.
the guy is super scammy.
Then, we and chronological order, I don't know which came first, but the iRobot, he was supposed to have a debut of just the prototype, and it was just a human in a suit. And then when they did have the prototype of the Cybertruck, they threw the brick at both sides and it cracked, which who cares, right? A brick would crack my windshield too. That's why I wouldn't throw a brick at it. Don't
Right.
So anyway, we're seeing kind of lately that products are not being, coming out on time, or even within, a year or two of on time. And then some products are just not coming out at all. And I think basically what I'm saying is I think most of his time and attention is going to his government contracts. And that's a little scary for me. Is he making the Iron Man costume? Probably.
Let's see. Long term, Musk said at a TED Talk, robots could be used in homes, making dinner, mowing the lawn, and caring for the elderly people, and even becoming a buddy or a cat girl. Okay. Sex partner. Any hoozles. Sounds like, they're going to try and make up for some of the deficits that that the woke culture brings, not having, there's things that certain people in certain roles, and not for me to talk about this because I'm not an authority on anything. I don't want to sound like a huge douche. You know what I mean? We saw a video from Steven Crowder where he explained it perfectly. This cop got overpowered.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's saying that like, well, with the woke culture, you've got, men being involuntarily celibate. And I'm not saying that all the guys out there are, I'm just saying that they're not dating as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to find, and so they're going to start making companions. Okay. Right. You don't want to open that jar. You don't want to cut the grass. You get a robot. Now you don't need that guy.
Yep.
Okay. And then for, apparently they're offering sex partners. You know what I mean? And so, make dinner. That's not something dudes usually like to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it goes both ways. It's filling a niche for both.
That's right.
I don't know.
But it can't give you a family.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy.
Did you know that AI is in the Bible? It's town.
It's a place.
It's a place.
Yeah.
It was destroyed eventually.
I don't know how it was pronounced, but it does read AI.
No, I'm just kidding. All right.
If the robots, okay. So sorry, my brain just farted.
At its AI Day on September 30th, Tesla will unveil a prototype. Oh, yeah. From its Project Optimus, an allusion to the powerful and benevolent leader of the Autobots and the Transformers series. Production could start next year, Musk said. It could start next year, or,
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the legal...
Expect it sometime between 2024
the
and
relief,
3000.
The legal relief that comes from the word could.
That's
okay?
Right. That's right.
All right.
That's right.
Could.
Right.
Pigs could fly. Could,
Yeah.
But, they don't. They
That's right.
could. You could.
Abby always says that. If I say no, she's like, can we just move that to a we'll see?
Someone watched iRobot one too many times. Right?
That's right.
All right. High-tech face mask can detect Can you say that now? I don't know if...
I've said it like 5 times.
Okay. It can detect the crown. I don't know. I've got a mental block about their stuff. COVID. I said it.
Woo! Freeing.
Okay.
Channel cut.
Yeah, I know, right? Is it spinning now? COVID. And okay, I said it again. I feel dirty.
I know.
High-tech face mask can detect the Wuhan wiggle in 10 minutes.
Oh, dang it. We made such progress.
And warn the wearer via an app.
So cool. I have mixed emotions
now,
about
guys,
this.
when you see, in the future, the masks on the folks that believe that they need them, they're doing their part, okay? They're sniffing. It's like a sniffing mask. I wonder what else it can detect.
Right. I will ask this question. What does the Bible say about this all? Are we saying that God was wrong with creating real humans. I'm certainly not saying that. And
No,
I'll
no, no.
also say,
I know. It's saying like
no, I
about
know.
this article.
Yeah, I'll also say that, hey, nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
And Landon has for a long time said, like things go backwards. Like technology
Technology
works
goes backwards, and I know that doesn't sound right when you first hear it, but when you see the documentaries on the Periscope YouTube channel that I have seen, men could move mountains with the machines that they had built in the like towards the 50s and the 60s. We were at peak mechanical technology, okay? Peak stuff that
If
you could build
see the
and you could
machinery
beat.
to build the Hoover Dam,
That's what I'm talking about. Go
literally,
watch them build the Hoover Dam on the Periscope channel
pull it up. We're just
and
hanging out.
think mechanically and what people could build with the machines they had then, and all the little trinket machines that trickle down. Dude, okay, compared to now, okay, you can't even get I mean, I wish I had a good example for you. I don't know. That's
Arsenal.
hilarious.
That's funny.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Okay, hold on. I have mixed emotions. So you're telling me that the mask here is now detecting a
right.
high-tech face mask that can detect coronavirus, swine flu, and bird flu, and then alert the wearer via a phone app has been developed by scientists. But what they're not telling you is like they're gonna let you know, and the local hospital and the local authorities. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, the Ring app, local law enforcement has a backdoor into the the Ring app.
Well, and your Facebook messages, that has been shared.
Think about it this way: you get pulled over, and then they come back after they take all your information, and they look you up on Facebook, and they have a backdoor into your messages. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, like, if the mask is high tech enough to detect it, why can't it be high tech enough to be like, oh nope, kill that, block it. Here's a Lysol.
Because the arguments for the mask is like literally, it's like trying to stop mosquitoes with a chain link fence. You see?
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I have mixed emotions. On one hand, it's like that's kind of cool. So like you're telling me I can breathe into something. Well, that sounds so ignorant when I put it like that.
You're telling me I can
breathe into something and
it can tell me if I'm drunk or not?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Anyway, and so yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I can't articulate it. I'm not smart, guys, but that's neat on one hand and then not neat on another hand. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Cool, but not cool. Anyway.
Just 10 minutes after coming into contact with the airborne infections, wearers will be warned so they can take evasive action. Oh my gosh. Sound like Jason Bourne. Have you seen the evasive actions?
I watched this little reel today where this girl gave a present to her boyfriend, I guess, and it was a test, and it was positive.
Oh boy.
And and he was like, why, it was a pregnancy test. And so she's recording his reaction. He's like, well, why'd you come over? And she's like, what? And he's like, I mean, I got to leave in a week. I got a trip in a week. Why did you come over? And she's like, what? What does that have to do? He's like, I got to go on a trip in a week for work. And my grandma's not doing okay right now. Like, why would you do that? This isn't funny. Why are you recording? This isn't I don't think this is funny. Why are you recording? And she's like, do you know what that is? And he's like, yeah, I know what it is. And she's like, what is that? And he's like, it's a COVID test. And I'm like, crap. He's got a lot of work to do. So anyway, I hope he was happy once he figured it out. Poor things.
Yeah, I think he threw that COVID part to save himself. Okay, no.
Oh.
Yeah. There's no getting out of that one.
Into this tube to leave your house to prove your comfort free. Live it fun. Yeah, okay, well, there you go. That's the not cool side of it, Arsenal. You nailed it. That's exactly what I was talking about.
All right.
I mean, does that mean your clothes can spy on you now?
Well, the face masks may in the future.
end of my knowledge for the
Right. Coof, not comfort.
night.
To prove you're coof free.
Oh, gotcha. Comfort free. I was like, yeah, that works. I'm not comfortable.
All right.
Anyway, guys.
Segueing. All right. So check it out. This is our Twitter. We have one of those. And it's cool if you don't.
That's right.
And if you do, that's cool too.
If you don't tweet, twat,
Whatever.
Twitch, whatever.
You
That's
know.
fine.
Hey, but if you will, let me read you some Bible verses real quick. Okay. And I share these on my Twitter. And that's where I see these. And I get some really good word sometimes. It's like sometimes it's exactly what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. Psalms 34:14. We are confident and would prefer to be away from the body and present with the Lord. 2 Corinthians 5:8.
We are confident. Like, yeah, like that's reassuring to me. Like, oh, what are you gonna do? I would far better for me to be, far better is it for me to be with the Lord.
Yeah. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord.
Amen.
Don't be afraid of their faces.
That's right.
He is with you to deliver you. That's awesome. The faithful love the Lord. The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies begin afresh each morning.
That's right.
Lamentations. Thank God he gives us victory over sin and death through our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. 1 John 4:8. For the Lord will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 91:11, which is cool because 11, from my research, my very limited, what do you call pea brain research?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Well, 11 represents like angelic.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's an angelic number.
Yep.
The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with your spirit. Amen.
Amen.
May he grant you your heart's desire, and fulfill all your purpose. Psalm 24.
Amen.
Mercy unto you and peace and love be multiplied. My God, now I am deeply discouraged, but I will remember you. Psalm 42:6, because it can get hard.
That's right.
And
if it is hard, go read the rest of that.
God can do anything.
That's right.
God be merciful to us and bless us and cause his face to shine upon us. Psalm 67:1. That always reminds me of that song.
Yeah.
And I love that song. I don't know the name of that song,
Yeah.
but it's a good song. For who is God except the Lord? Who but our God is a solid rock? What?
Oh,
Keep me safe, O God, for I have come to you for refuge, for he is our refuge. Be not thou envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. Proverbs. Oh, look, our duck video. You can check that out if you want. All right, well. Anyway. Much love, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this late evening.
That's right.
As usual. Saw an article talking about new cars to have sensors to actively monitor drivers for signs of intoxication. God is love. That's right. He has a wall of fire around those he measures for his kingdom. Stay obedient. Chickens, repent. We will be fine. Amen. That's right. Man, you rock. So good to see you. And look forward. Could have some more trail cam video footage coming out. Investigation on what happened with the duck. But also moving into fish pond and building a pump and filter. I don't know if I'm gonna utilize the hoses, and like, you know, we cut in a, well, I don't know what to call it. It's like a skimmer that, you know, like gravity feeds the water out. So I think I'm gonna have to utilize that skimmer that we installed to the
Right.
side of the pool,
Yeah.
and then hook up a pump. We'll have to see if maybe the old pool pump works.
Yes, we need to try that out. In
That
fact,
would
that
be a
needs to be on the list.
$1,200 blessing if that worked. And then after that, it's gonna be plumbing it to the trash can that I'm gonna convert into a giant filter. So message us with any you know, words of encouragement, or
That's right.
you know, anything you may have. Smash like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. And hey, oh, thank you so much for that. R.I.P. Duck. So sorry, I'm scatterbrained right now.
That's right. Hey,
And
but
tired.
on the upside, I was supposed to have surgery tomorrow, but we're gonna push it off for just a little bit
Well,
and get that rescheduled. So I'm very thankful to not be having surgery.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. I'm very thankful.
How's the solar hookup going? Well, that's a part of some of the projects. Is I was gonna perhaps move the solar to be just for the chickens. The setup that you guys saw in that video. Now that we have it stapled out, I would like to move that out for the chickens.
Yep.
But I mean, with a solar, you've got to do it all again. So if like, and that means like if you're gonna buy more stuff, well, I mean, I'm probably gonna step it up, and like I would have to get another 40 amp
Right.
Renogy charge controller. If I can't order some batteries, then I'm just gonna do a starter box of some deep cycle batteries from Walmart,
Right.
like for like a boat,
Yep.
instead of because I have seen successful solar 400 500 watt solar setups with people living in off-grid cabins
That's right.
on like 400 watts.
Which seems like such a little amount, but
It is such a little amount, seriously, because to run our house, just to turn our house on for like an hour, we would need like a 5 kilowatt.
yeah.
You know, I mean, we could probably run it for more than an hour, but like a 5 kilowatt system,
Yep.
you know, that's like 8 200 amp hour batteries, an assortment of, you know, charge controllers, inverters, all that stuff. And that's just the stuff we're getting into. AHPH levels are what gets affected by lava rocks. Okay. So definitely need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say literally as soon as we get off, we should go look up. A minute detail was talking about. Ooh,
The Discord with the PDF files.
no, well that, but the type of rock he was talking about looking up.
Nan says good luck with the arm plate.
Thank you so much, Nan, and hey, thank you for everything. You're awesome. Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much, Nan. And guys, prayers for some folks on our prayer group.
Yes.
For our, you know, on our prayer list. We have a prayer list. I don't want to just shout everybody. You know what I mean? But we have, you know, many people
That's right.
that we would like to pray for. If you guys could just pray for Unspecified Podcast prayer list,
That's right.
that would be awesome. And yeah, that's about all I've got.
That's right.
That's about all I've got. Hey, we love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys. And we'll catch you on the next one.
That's right. Have a good evening.
Thanks, guys. Bro fist. See you on the next one.